Peace, everybody. As you know, this is Halloween week, and of course, I'm bringing stories for Halloween week. This one is Michael Jackson's Halloween hit Thriller is as popular as ever, despite leaving Neverland fallout. And of course, as you can see here in the screenshot, is Michael Jackson and his dancers doing the Thriller dance, and it is one of the most popular songs ever. Though public perception of Michael Jackson has become even more diverse since the release of the HBO documentary Leaving Neverland, which resurfaced sexual abuse claims against Jackson earlier this year. The legendary musician's 1982 hit Thriller seems to have survived largely unscathed. So, Thriller was from 1982 that Michael Jackson did, and it survived largely unscathed, so nothing was damaged to that song ever. And of course, the HBO documentary Leaving Neverland is full of garbage. Wade Robson and James Safechuck, they never told the truth at all. Even though they allegedly claimed they were sexually abused, and that's not true at all. And of course, um, which resurfaced sexual abuse claims against Jackson earlier this year. Of course, none of it's true because Leaving Neverland was a one-sided documentary and nothing was told the truth in there. As Halloween approaches, towns across the United States have hosted Thriller walks and parades as an homage to the song's music video, which features Jackson dressed up as both a werewolf and a zombie. During the video, Jackson leads a group of zombies in the famous Thriller dance. So yeah, so as Halloween does approach, which is tonight and tomorrow night, it's Halloween Eve tonight because kids go out begging, and of course tomorrow is Halloween itself. Um, Towns across the United States have hosted Thriller walks and parades as an homage to the song's music video, which is, of course, Jackson himself. He was dressed up as both a werewolf and a zombie. During the video, Jackson leads a group of zombies in the famous Thriller dance. So he was the leader of these dances, of this dance that he was doing. On Saturday, the city of Macon, Georgia, held their 13th annual Thriller Parade. According to the website, the 2-hour parade featured 100 zombies of all ages who performed the Thriller dance together at 9 p.m. Similar events were held in Lexington, Kentucky, La Crescent, Wisconsin, and Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So this Macon, Georgia held their 13th annual Thriller Parade, and it was according to the website. The 2-hour parade featured 100 zombies of all ages. That means from the youngest to the oldest. And of course, they who performed the Thriller dance together at 9 p.m. There were similar events were held in Lexington, Kentucky, La Crescent, Wisconsin, and Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Jackson's two sons, Prince Michael and Blanket BG Jackson, also hosted their third annual Thriller Night costume party with the Heal Los Angeles Foundation, an organization which was funded to further the cause of Jackson's Heal the World Foundation and improve the conditions of those in Los Angeles on Saturday. So you got Michael Jackson's sons, Prince Michael and BG, but he's also called Blanket, but TJ Jackson calls him BG. Of course, Jackson, both of the sons also hosted their third annual Thriller Night. It was a costume party with the Heal Los Angeles Foundation. It's an organization which was funded to further the cause of Jackson's Heal the World Foundation and approved the conditions of those in Los Angeles on Saturday. And as you can see here, here's Prince Jackson's Instagram follow that he posted on his Instagram account. And yes, I am following one of the boys from on Instagram, and happens to be Prince Jackson. I am following on Instagram. Also, his sister Paris Jackson as well. As as recently as last year, Thriller remained the top Halloween song according to Billboard's charts. Billboard collected the data by a formula blending digital sales, radio airplay, and streaming as measured by Nielsen Music. So again, recently, last year, Thriller remained the top Halloween song, and it will always be the #1 song, Thriller. Billboard did collect the data by a formula blending digital sales, radio airplay, and streaming as measured by Nielsen Music. Earlier this month, Billboard reported that streaming increased 22% in the 31-week period following the documentary's release. On the other hand, radio airplay of Jackson's songs decreased 32% in the same period. So it was earlier this month, Billboard reported that streaming increased 22%. Jackson's songs decreased 32% in the same period after it has increased 22% in the 31-week period. Leaving Neverland was released in January and focused on the stories of two men, Wade Robson and James Safechuck, who claimed that Jackson sexually abused them both as children. Prior to his death, the star had repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, and he was acquitted in a child sex abuse case leveled against him in California in 2005. So Leaving Neverland was released in January on HBO, of course, which I don't have. It was allegedly focused on two men, Wade Robson and James Safechuck. They claim that Jackson sexually abused them both as children. Not true at all. Do not believe it. Prior to his death, the star had repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, so Michael Jackson did deny everything. He never touched a child ever. Michael Jackson loved women. That's who he was flirting with. He wasn't flirting with no little kids like Wade Robson and James Safechuck when they was little. Michael Jackson was flirting with women, and that's what he loved. And of course, this case was all false accusations. They were all accusations. All these allegations never happened. Still, the documentary had a lasting impact on Michael's legacy. Several radio stations took Michael's hits out of rotation, and the star's 2,700-acre Neverland Ranch, now renamed Sycamore Valley Ranch, was put on the market at 70% off its original list price. So now all of Michael Jackson's hits were taken out of rotation, and the star's 2,700-acre Neverland Ranch, which they now renamed it Sycamore Valley Ranch, it was put on the market at 70% off its original list price. So who knows how much the Neverland Ranch was worth. But whatever it was worth, it was 70% off its original list price. So let's say, for example, it was $52 million, and they took 70% off of it. You would at least, I don't know, go down to like 20 or 30 million dollars, somewhere around there, at least around that way. Though a musical based on the life and career of Jackson titled MJ was canceled ahead of its anticipated Chicago run in response to the documentary, Variety now reports that it is set to open on Broadway in August 2020. So now the musical based on the life and career of Jackson titled MJ was canceled ahead of its anticipated Chicago run, but Variety now reports that it is set to open on Broadway in August of 2020. So they're gonna go ahead with the show next year in August at that time. Leave your comments below. I am out.